Hello and welcome to Crypto Weeklies. In this video, we discuss HBAR and its risk levels and price forecast. None of the content is financial advice. Right now, price of HBAR is in an uptrend from the lows of about 17 cents. Now it's up to about 21 cents. It's contending with one of the moving average, the 50-week simple moving average at around 21.8 cents. The 20-week moving average is at around 20.8, and the 21-week exponential moving average is at around 21.7 cents. So price is very close to the simple moving averages. These three averages are within the range of about a cent, that is between 20.8 cents and 21.8 cents. So what does it mean for HBAR? Again, as it relates with respect to the charts on cryptoweeklies.com, all of them are available for free. This is one dedicated row related to HBAR related analysis on the homepage of the website. We'll start with the heat map of what the overall crypto market is looking like. HBAR is leading the 24-hour performance up by about 9.1% over the last 7 days as well amongst its peers of the top 50 cryptos by market cap. HBAR has rallied the most, up by about 21%. Again, these are all of the cryptos which exist since 2020. Over the last 30 days, again, HBAR with most of the cryptos which are down over the last 30 days. HBAR is again still doing better than most of them, down by about 7% over the last 90 days as well. Most of the cryptos were down. HBAR not an exception to that downturn, but again down by about 19%. Overall, again, there is a slight bullish seasonality in the market, and again you can see this is the narrative word cloud over here available under this section. You can see HBAR and its narratives are picking up and were one of the more popular ones over the course of the last 1 or 2 months. Although you can see the bullish sentiment and bearish sentiment, the size of both the narratives is almost one and the same. This is sourced from the last 7 days related social media discussions related to crypto, using the term frequencies of some of the popular terms associated with some of the narratives. HBAR's narrative is still a decent presence on this narrative word cloud. That bodes well for HBAR as a discussion topic. In terms of that, the first model that we would like to discuss over here is the time weighted average price model. This is the model that we began this video with. The blue line over here describes what's the time weighted average price, and whenever the price is significantly close or below the time weighted average price, that's a good time to DCA in the market, historically speaking. Right now the price is slightly above the time weighted average price. The time weighted average price risk score is at about 0.4 or 44%. It's not as highly elevated as it was back in December 2024 when the risk was at around 80%, where the color code was in this shades of orange with respect to the risk or the deviation between the price and the time weighted average price. Right now it's in the blue or light blue color. If we were to look at HBAR from the regression perspective, the polynomial regression model says that the non-linear fair value for HBAR, again as it relates to this bull market, is coming in at around 42 cents. So that means price is about 50% away from the 50% lower than the time than the fair value. Again, it's 100% off. If the price were to rally 100%, then it could get close to that fair value per this model. If we were to look at some of the topping patterns per the regression channel, the two standard deviation dotted red line residual is all the way at around 98 cents. So rounding it off to $1, again that's the price potential for HBAR for the remainder of 2025 and early 2026 per this model. Again, if you could extrapolate that, again that upswing towards the end of the year, the price ceiling could be somewhere close to $1.50 per the extrapolated model. Again, we don't need to extrapolate that further out into the future. Even the dotted red line as it stands today is close enough to the dollar target for HBAR per the polynomial regression based model. Again, if the price were to fail to reach the top of the channel, that is again at around 0.9% risk. If the market cycle concludes when the price reaches 0.6 or between 0.5 and 0.6 risk, like it did back in early December 2024, when the risk level at the peak was at around 0.55. That level for HBAR is at around 75 cents, somewhere close to between 75 cents and 80 cents. So that's kind of a conservative target for HBAR. The top of the channel is all the way at around $1.28 per this model. So that's the range that this model informs. The 20-week simple moving average price based model, this says that the risk associated with DC is at around only 20%. This risk already went in the 0.9 to 0.9, that is between 90 and 100% risk back in December 2024, when the 20-week simple moving average price based risk was at around 94%. If it were to repeat what it did back in early January or late July 2025, between 0.4 risk and 0.6 risk, the price forecasted is between 34 cents and about 40 cents. So that's essentially a rally back to the fair value per the SMA model is still within cards. The polynomial regression based model, if you were to apply it to a daily candles, the another zone of confluence is, as mentioned previously, is at around close to 75 cents. That's the non-euphoria bull run peak. If there is a non-euphoria bull run where the euphoria ceiling, as established previously, is this orange line, which is the 2 standard deviation residual, like we got in 2021 as well as in 2024. If the hypothesis is that the euphoria phase for HBAR is behind us, the non-euphoria bull run target, as the fair value proceeds at a much higher level than in 2024, late 2024 December. Back then the fair value was 10 cents and 1 standard deviation residual was 18 cents. Now the fair value for HBAR is 42 cents, and the 1 standard deviation residual to the upside is at close to 75 cents. So that's one area of confluence. In terms of the machine learning based price forecast, the non-euphoria bull run peak per the machine learning models for HBAR is at around close to the fair value at around 42 cents. The euphoria ceiling, if we were to account for a 2 standard deviation euphoria rally towards the end of the year, is the area of confluence is again between 67 cents and 75 cents. Again, these are weekly averages, so with that comes a caveat. Again, in 2020, in late January 2025 or in early December 2024, the weekly average for that week was at around 31 cents, whereas the candle bodies were extended as has about 40 cents. So you get that idea that there is a difference between the eventual peak and the weekly average by about 10 to 20% tolerance. So with that, again, if we look at these forecast with that lens, again, this with the tolerance of 10%, that the non-euphoria bull run peak goes closer to that 42 cents or the fair value. The euphoria bull run peak gets to that 75 cents or the midpoint of the regression based channel at around 0.6 risk, and the 1 standard deviation non-euphoria on the regression based model, the yellow line that we discussed. So several areas of confluence at that 75 cents level. With the estimated bull run target as it relates to HBAR, again, you can check all of them and they on this website, and they get updated every day as the price reacts dynamically to these models. The base case scenario is for HBAR per confluence of these individual risk based models is at around 50 cents or slightly higher than the fair value. The bull case is at around 84 cents or slightly higher than that zone between 75 cents and 80 cents, that 1 standard deviation residual models, and the regression based model, and the euphoria case for the machine learning based model, that zone of confluence. And the stretch goal is at around $1.25. That's the higher end on the closer to that 0.95 risk on the regression based model. And also, again, if you would look at some of the technical levels, you can see that there is that 90 cents comes close to that 1.618, compared to the previous high that HBAR had again in 2021. The previous high was at around 57 cents. If you draw a Fibonacci level from the 2021 peak, the 1.618 meets the price at around 90 cents. So that's to summarize the zones of confluence between with about 10% tolerance close to that 45 cents, and with that 10% coming close to that 50 cents level, and the euphoria case between 75 cents to 85 cents. Those are the two more realistic cases for HBAR as we move closer to November 2025. With that, I would like to conclude. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please give a like and subscribe, and check out all of these charts on cryptoweeklies.com. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.